basically, to sum it up, let's say I pass this guard, I have him in a side control here. And what we're going to talk about is first, the possibilities for the person on the bottom is going to be one of really three fundamentally. They're either going to turn into you, they're going to be flat, which is where you want them to prevent them from moving, to control them, or they're going to turn away, okay? I don't want him to turn into me, and if he turns away, I need it to be more so on my terms so I have control, okay? If he turns into me, he's going to create space, go ahead, and immediately, see how he slid that knee in there? He never used to do this before blue belt, now all of a sudden, no, I'm just kidding, okay? So, obviously I'll prepare all this just in case, all right? So, sometimes you can encourage it, as they're trying to turn into you, you're keeping them flat, and I'm using my hip on his hip with my elbow, and I'm jamming my elbow, his far hip, and my near hip, okay? I mean, meaning my right hip on his near hip. So I'm keeping him flat, so as he tries to turn to the side, I keep controlling the head, which is important, and I'm jamming his hip and rolling him flat. So I'm not really leaving any space for him to insert the knee. When the hand is up, oftentimes, they bring this hand on the inside and they begin to turn away to their left side. Okay? So this is what I began to call the plow. So the way that this works is, what a plow does in farming is it prepares the soil for the planting of the seeds. From here, my plow needs to consist of my neck and chin around his shoulder, and I want to apply constant pressure as if I'm rolling him forward. This hand is going to keep him from going to his knees, and this hand is going to keep pulling the shoulder and pushing the, yes. So if he wants to go to his knees, I'll pull him. If he wants to turn back flat, I keep plowing him from the back. That doesn't sound right, but you know, it is what it is, okay? Because from here, if you notice, I have the collars available, and I have a lot that sits here and is available. While I'm plowing him right here, I'm able to feed all the collars, and I'm already in a choke position. From here, I can easily slide up and do the 1B, or I can begin to proceed to S mount. Also, because I want to get his lapels ready beforehand, okay, as I'm plowing him here, I can take this over and I can feed it now. This is the lapel arm trap, okay, where I have now the arm fed. And from here, I can even grab here and just lift them up and choke them, or go to S mount, okay? Go back over. A very effective choke to start with is the 1B. But what we want to do is we want to practice the plow. So I also have the figure 4 seatbelt where I control his arm. Because oftentimes when you reach for the neck, this is the arm that's going to defend the top one here. And I can begin to control a wrist right here and get even maybe both hands trapped with this figure 4 seatbelt right here. All right. So I want to just get the pressure of this plow right here. Rotate your feet to the right. I don't want my knees pressed up against him. I want their separation so I can push forward with my chest and control and keep constant pressure. The constant pressure forces him to have to deal with it as I begin to fish for collars and still go and still keep plowing and pushing. If I am up like this, I'm not really controlling him because he can easily turn his back, and that's not good for me. So the plow is the contour of your neck, chin like a hook around his shoulder. My right hand controlling the top shoulder, my left hand controlling the bottom. I'm going to pull the bottom so I can push the top one ahead. And if you notice, my toes are active. I'm not like this here, and my knees are wide just so I can push. If I'm here, I'll sometimes reset, level, and keep pushing and driving. Yeah, see, they'll oftentimes do this. I actually learned this from John Jacques. They'll put their hand down, and then you can begin to control the hand, and then you can turn it, and you can take it back from here. All right. So this is a good way to begin to understand how to control the face away, and then potentially step over and get to the S mount here. All right. But from here, we have chokes, arm locks, and all kinds of stuff that we're gonna work on. Just a couple things. But for now, as you're plowing, your right hand is gonna be on the top shoulder, left hand on the bottom. And as you're plowing forward, this constant pressure, I can dip my head to the left and I can grab the collar. The first choke that's really, really simple to do is the 1B from face away, which is essentially my hand on his bottom shoulder, pulling, there's plow, there's pressure. And my hand already feeds that collar right there, as the right one is at the shoulder. From here, my right knee, and I'll do from another angle, slides the hips back here, start rolling them back. My hand goes here, okay? The key to this choke is not to pull the left hand, but to let your hips choke. So as this hand, top one, my right one, went to his shoulder, I'm guiding it under my left arm. And as I elevate up, I want to do this with him. I don't want to do that. I want my arm to extend like I'm picking up groceries. As this hand goes here, and as I lift, my head just goes towards his legs. I can make a fist right here, push it down, lift. All right, but I need a frame in order to choke him with that. So you're gonna get to right. So this is the motion. So here, I'm plowing, let the collar, hand back to the shoulder, and I do this. Knee, foot, and I kind of roll him back onto the knee as my hand already is here. Knee on his back, here, and I pull him like onto my knee so my hand can go underneath. And all I'm doing is, I'm not even pulling, but you cannot do this. You're just gonna lift. This right hand is blocking him from sitting up. This left hand is essentially pulling. I don't want to do that. I want to let my hips, because what's choking him is this foot and my hips lift. Does that make sense? But be sneaky about it. Just get into the plow position. Your right hand at the shoulder, and as you're plowing, you can set up, you can use your top hand to pull that lapel or that collar out. And I like to use 2 fingers right here. Also, another key point, when you open up this collar, turn it so you create a little handle. If you feed it just like this, you don't get as good a grip. Better than nothing. But if you can, you'll learn that this hand could easily just turn this out. And I like to grab it with 2 fingers, because 4, your pinky is gonna get jammed. 3 is okay, 2 is plenty enough. And it's 2, and that's it. And the thumb on the inside. So you turn, so I'm plowing here, and like my left hand can already reach here. Hand on the shoulder, nice and deep. I'm plowing him forward, knee to his back, foot, and I'm gonna pull him back onto that knee as I insert that hand under. I don't wanna go over, because he's got 2 free hands. You can bring him up. Wait, before you do that, he can lift. I mean, meaning that he can bring his hands up and remove the, yes. But here, he can't. Okay, so we're gonna go for the 1B. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Start plow.
Not start plow. Start the plow. Start plowing each other from the back. No children here.